Everyone, welcome you all to BTech Buddies platform. So here in this video we are going to discuss about built-in methods used in sets in Python programming. Okay, so what are all the built-in methods that are supported by Python programming in sets? We are going to discuss you here with real lifetime examples. So don't skip my video, watch till the end so that you will be getting clear idea on sets and built-in methods used in sets. So then after you can write programs in your own way using the built-in methods of sets based on our requirement. Okay, see here we will discuss you one by one clearly. Yeah, before going to discuss about the built-in methods, let me explain you and give you clear glance idea regarding sets. Okay, if you want in detail information about sets, you can go to my channel and you can access there and you can learn from there. With real lifetime examples, I have explained the concept of sets. In this video, we are mainly focusing on built-in methods used in sets. We will discuss few examples also here. Yeah, let me give you clear glance idea regarding set. Yeah, set. As we have already know, sets concepts is in mathematics also. So to store n number of values in a single variable in Python programming, we are going to work with sets. Okay, so that means here we can store a multiple type of values in a single variable. Like here, set1 is equal to C, C++, Java, Python. Here I have stored multiple values in a single variable, set1 variable. Okay, so you can store different type of values. Like here you can also store 10 comma, and you can also store boolean values like false. Like this you can store. Okay, it will not raise any error. You can store different type of values in a single variable. Here while we are working with the sets, we need to keep the braces here, open braces and closed brace. In between open and closed braces only we need to mention the item values here. Okay, here item values are 10, false, C, C++, Java, Python. Okay, so when I try to print set1, the values will be printed on the output screen. This is how we are going to work with set syntax and how you are going to create the items with the set. And one more thing is that while we are selecting a particular collection data type, we need to be very careful regarding the properties of that particular collection data type. Here the properties of set data type are unchangeable, unordered, not allow duplicates. That means here once we create the set with certain number of items, we cannot change that items, but we can add items into the set. Coming into here unordered, that means the items are not stored in certain order. Okay, it will be stored in random, so we cannot access them through the index values. So that's why we can say set is an unordered collection data type. Coming into not allow duplicates. Okay, set will not allow any duplicate values, guys. These are all the properties of the set collection data type. So while we are selecting a particular collection data type in our project development, we need to be very careful regarding the properties. So based on our requirement, and we are going to select the particular collection data type, thinking about the properties of particular collection data type. Then only the project will be very efficient. We can write the code easily. That's about the properties and the definition and syntax and how we are going to work with the sets. So let me run and execute so that you will be getting clear idea how to print the set values on the output screen. I have created with set n number of items. So let me execute. Yeah, here in the output I can say false, Python, C, 10, Java, C++. We cannot expect the order of the set items in the output screen. Okay, it will display randomly, guys. This is how we are going to create the set and how we are going to work with the set in Python programming. Yeah, so as we know already, main agenda of the session is to discuss about the built-in methods in Python programming. Here compared to list, here we have n number of built-in methods used in sets. Almost 17 predefined methods that we have in Python programming to work with the sets. Like here add, clear, copy, difference update, discard, intersection update, and so on up to update method. So here we have 17 built-in methods used in Python programming in sets. So based on our requirement, we are going to invoke particular built-in methods into our project development and work with the project development and achieve the client requirement. Okay, so as we have already know, in mathematics we have sets. So but in mathematics, while we are solving a particular problem, we are generally using these operations like union and intersection and all manually. But here coming into here Python programming, we are just informing the interpreter to do particular work based on our logic. Okay, so here we are giving the instruction to the interpreter to perform a particular problem, to solve particular problem and give the result. Okay, so based on our requirement and based on our problem statement, we are going to choose particular concept here and write in the logic and get the result from the system. Okay, we will see different type of cases where we are going to work with these predefined methods and how we are going to work with these predefined methods in project development in real time. Okay, so I will discuss you one by one clearly. See here example programs of built-in methods of sets. Here I will discuss you one by one clearly and how the particular method will be working and how we are going to work with the particular method in the real-time project development and all. see here, first of all, first one is add method. Okay, so we are going to use add method to add the elements into the set. Like here I have created the set with 10, 20, 30, 40. So after creation we can add the elements into the set. That's the flexibility that we have in Python programming. So let me write here, to add elements into set. To add element into set, we are going to use the add method. Like here I have created the set with 10, 20, 30, 40, and then after using the add method I am going to add a 100 value into the set. So finally I am going to print using the print statement. Okay, when I try to print, 100 also will be there in the output. Let me execute and analyze the output. Yeah, 100, 40, 10, 20, 30. We cannot expect the order of the items in the output because we are working with this set. We cannot expect the order of the items in the set. Okay, this is how we are going to work with the add method. Add method will take only one parameter. Okay, so if you try to add two elements at a time, like here 100 and 200, let me execute the code. In this case we are going to get the error, so let me execute the code and analyze the error. Yeah, add takes exactly one argument, here two given. Okay, here we have given two arguments, but it will only take one as the argument. Okay, so here in this case we are getting the output. So like this you need to practice by yourself by modifying the code and analyze the error, and based on the error you need to learn the programming knowledge. Okay, so while you get more and more errors, you can learn the programming easily, guys. Okay, try to modify the code and analyze the error. Coming into here, clear method. Okay, clear method is very important method that we are going to use in the set. So clear method is used to clear the set items. So to clear set items, we are going to work with the clear method in Python programming. See here in this example I have created the list, set with certain number of items 10, 20, 30, 40, and I am printing the set before clearing the set, and I am printing the set after clearing the set using the clear method. Okay, so try to analyze the output. I am running the program. Yeah, see here 40, 10, 20, 30 will be the output. So before performing the clear method on the set yes, I am printing the set yes. So in that case 40, 10, 20, 30 will be the out. After performing the clear method, I am printing the set yes. In such case, so the set will be empty here. So let me remove this clear and print the and run the program and analyze the output. Here in this case, in both cases we are getting the output as same because we are not going to clear the set items using the clear method. Okay, so this is how the clear method is going to work in the Python programming. To clear the set of items, we are going to use the clear method to achieve the client requirement. That's about the clear method. Coming into here, copy method. Okay, so guys, while you are working with the built-in methods, try to work by your own and try to execute the programs in online compilers and analyze the output and modify the code and analyze the error. When you get more and more errors, you will be knowing the more knowledge regarding the particular Python program, a particular programming language. Okay, so here in this case, copy method is used to copy set items into another set. Okay, so to copy set items into another set, we are going to work with the copy method. See here, I have written the logic here and analyze the logic and analyze the output, so that you will be getting clear idea how the copy method is going to work in the real time. Okay, see here in this case I have created the set with 10, 20, 30, 40 and using the copy method and copying the set items, that means here set S items into the set S2. Okay, so here I am copying S items into the S2 variable. So finally I am going to print S2 and S. Okay, in this case we are getting the output as same because both S2 and S are having the same elements. Okay, so here in this case let me add one more element to the S2 and analyze the output. S2 dot add of 100. As we have already discussed, the add method is used to add the element into the set. Okay, let me execute the program and analyze the output. Okay, S2 dot add of 100. So yeah, let me add the items into the S1. Yeah, here in this case I am going to, sorry, it's not S1, S. Yeah, let me execute the program and analyze the output. 100, 40, 10, 20, 30. So in the previous case, S is stored with 10, 20, 30, 40. Copying the S items into the S2, I am modifying the S elements. That means here I am adding the 100. So while I am printing the S set, so we are getting the 100 also in the output. Okay, so this is how we are going to work with the copy method. Using the copy method, we can copy one set of items into the another set. In this case, I am copying S2 into the s into the s2. Okay, so finally I am modifying the s set and printing the s set values. So this is how we are going to work with the copy method, guys. Hope that you are very clear with the copy method. Coming into here, difference method, very important at the time of real time. See here, I have created a set, two sets s1 and s2, and printing s1 dot difference of s2. Okay, so let me run the program and analyze the output. So when you try to print the s1 dot difference of s2, here the output is empty set. Okay, that means see here, in s1, in both s1 and s2 there is no difference. That means here 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is presented here in the s2. So that means no extra elements in set s1. So the output will be empty here. There is no difference between s1 and s2. So all the elements in s1 is presented here in the s2. So the difference is 0. So the empty set will be printed on the output screen. So let me modify the code and analyze the output. So here in this case I am printing the difference between s2 and s1. In this case the difference of elements will be displayed on the output screen. That means here compared to s1 there is difference of elements in s2. That means here 69, 34, 45. That will be getting as the output. Okay, so yeah, 34, 45, 69. So the extra elements in s2 will be displayed on the output screen. That means the difference of elements from s2 to s1 will be displayed on the output screen. So these are all the elements that are having extra in s2 compared to s1. Okay, this is how we are going to work with the difference method in Python programming. To get the difference between two or more sets, we are going to use the Python difference method. To get difference between two sets, we are going to use difference method in Python programming. Okay, difference of items we can say. Okay, hope that you are very clear with difference method. Coming into here, difference update. Okay, so difference update and difference method almost same, guys, but here in difference update we are going to update the set with difference update items. See here, I have created two sets s1 and s2. Here I am performing the s2 dot difference update of s1. Okay, so here I am updating the set 2 with different update items. Like here, and analyze the output. So let me print here s2. Okay, so analyze the output. Here in this case s2 will be replaced with the difference items. So 34, 69, 45 will be stored in the set 2. Actually the set 2 contains the items like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 69, 34, 45. But using the difference update method, here I am updating the set 2. That means here s2 with the difference items. Like here the difference items between s2 and s1 is 69, 34, 45. So that will be replaced with the actual set. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 69, 60, 34, 45 will be replaced with difference items. Like here 69, 34, 45 will be replaced. So the output will be 34, 69, 45. We cannot expect the exact order. So we are working with the sets. So let me update s1 with the difference update. Okay, s1 difference update of s2. So we are performing the difference and we are updating the particular set. So the first set will be updated. Here s1 will be updated here in this case s2. So analyze the output. Yeah, here in this case 34, 69, 40, 10, 45, 50, 20, 30 will be displayed on the output screen. Because here the difference between s1 and s2 will be replaced with the s1 set. Okay, so sorry, here let me print s1. Yeah, so the output will be empty because there is no difference items between s1 and s2. Okay, all the elements in s1 is presented in the s2. So there is no difference between s1 and s2. So the output will be s1. So this is how we are going to work with the difference update. It's almost equal to the difference but here we are updating the particular set with the difference items. Okay, so here in this case s1 is updated with the difference items. So here there is no difference between s1 and s2, so the output will be empty set. This is how we are going to work with the difference update method. Coming into here, discard method. So discard method is used to remove the particular item. To remove particular item, we are going to work with the discard method. Okay, see here in this case I have created one set, and then after using the discard method and passing the parameter term, means here I am intimating the interpreter to delete the 10 item from the set. So find set, you print the set using the print statement. So in this case we are getting the 40, 20, 30 as the output. After removing the 10, the set items will be 40, 20, 30. So let me remove 40 and run the program and analyze the output. Yeah, so see here 10, 20, 30 will be the output. So if you try to pass two arguments in the discard method, it will raise an error because here discard method takes only one argument. Here we have given two, so the interpreter will be giving error. So this is how we are going to work with the discard method. Coming into here intersection, as we have already know, it's very familiar guys. So while you are working with the mathematics, in mathematics sets concept, we are using the intersection. So intersection means the common elements in both sets. Okay, so returns common elements in both sets. Okay, so using the intersection we are going to get the common elements in both sets. See here I have created the two sets S1 and S2. Set 1 contains 10, 20, 30, 40 and set 2 contains 10. Okay, so here I am going to print the intersection of set 2 and set 1 using the intersection method. S2 dot intersection of S1. So here in this case the output will be 10 because the common elements in both set 1 and S2, set S1 and set S2 will be 10 here, so the output will be 10. So let me assign 20 to the set 2 and analyze the output. Yeah, here in this case 10 and 20 will be the common elements in S1 and S2, so the output will be 10 and 20. So to get the common elements from two sets, we are going to work with the intersection method in Python programming guys. Coming into here intersection update. So intersection and intersection update almost same. So but here we are going to just update the set S1 with the intersection values. That means here we are going to update the set S1 with the intersection values. Like here I have taken two sets S1 and S2 and performing the S1 dot intersection update of S2. That means here intersection values will be updated in the set S1. So when you try to print S1, the intersection values will be displayed on the output 10, 20, 30. As like as the difference and difference update method, intersection and intersection update method also the same. Yeah, so let me run the program and analyze the output. Here in this case 10, 20, 30 will be output. So that means these values will be stored here in the S1 because intersection between S1 and S2 are 10, 20, 30. So these three are the common values in both set 1 and set 2, S1 and S2, that will be replaced in the set S1. So finally we are going to print using the print statement. This is how we are going to work with the intersection update method. We are just updating the intersection values with the particular mentioned set. So let me update set S2 with the intersection values. So in that case we need to mention set S2 in the starting and S1 in the ending. So I am printing the output and analyze the output. Yeah, so let me print S2. Yeah, so here in this case when I try to print S2, the values will be 10, 20, 30. Okay, so this is how we are going to work with the intersection update. We are going to update the particular set with the intersection of values from two sets. And hope that you are very clear with the intersection update. Coming into here is disjoint method. Okay, so is disjoint method is used to check whether the two sets are disjoint or not. Okay, so let me give you clear glance idea. To check two sets are disjoint or not. Okay, if two sets are disjoint it will give true, otherwise it will raise false as a output. Yeah, see here I have taken two sets S1 and S2 assigned values 10, 20, 30, 40 in set S1 and 50, 60 in set S2. Okay, print S1 dot is disjoint of S2. Here I am checking whether set S1 is disjoint of S2. Disjoint means no element should be common. Okay, so see here no common element in S1 and S2. So 10, 20, 30, 40 is in set S1 and 50, 60 is in set S2. That means here no. Okay, so no common elements in S1 and S2. So here in this case we can say both S1 and S2 are disjoint. Okay, so let me execute this program and analyze the output. Yeah, so the output will be true here because S1 and S2 are disjoint sets. So when you try to print S1 is disjoint of S2, it will display true. So let me keep any common element here 10. So here in this case there is one common element 10 between S1 and S2. Here in this case when you try to print S1 dot is disjoint of S2, it will raise false because there is a common element. These two sets are not disjoint, so the output will be false. Yeah, see here the output will be false because both sets are not disjoint. Okay, this is how we are going to work with the is disjoint method. Coming into here is subset method, is disjoint and is subset, is superset, all these methods is going to return the boolean values. Okay, so all these methods will return boolean values. Okay, so if this condition is true, that means S1 is disjoint of S2, it will return true, otherwise false. In the same manner, is subset method is also will be working here. So here we are checking whether the particular method, particular set is subset of given set or not. Subset means all the elements should be presented in another set, like here 10 20, whether S2 is subset of S1 because 10 20 is presented here in the set S1. We can say set S2 is subset of set S1. Subset means here we are just checking whether these set values are present in another set or not. If set values are present in another set, then we can say that particular set is subset of another set. See here, I have taken two sets S1 and S2. I have taken two sets S1 and S2. S1 is stored with 10 20 30 40 values and S2 is stored with 10 and 20. Okay, here in this case I am trying to print S2 is subset of S1. Okay, as well actually we know S2 is subset of S1 because S2 elements are presented in S1, so we can say S2 is subset of S1. So here in this case we are getting the output as true. Okay, so let me take S2 as one more value here, 100. So here in this case analyze the output, guys. Here in this case the output will be false because 100 is not presented in the set S1. We cannot say S2 is subset of S1. So here in this case the output will be false. Okay, this is how we are going to work with the subset method. And in the same manner, is superset method is also going to return the boolean values. We are checking whether the given set is superset or not. Okay, so that means here superset means, so here all the elements of S2 must and should be presented here in the S1. Then we can say that is superset. Okay, so that means here we are checking whether S1 is superset of S2 or not. Superset means here all the elements of S2 must and should be presented here in S1. So then we can say S1 is superset. In this case I have taken two sets S1 and S2, 10 20 30 40, and S2 is 10. Here I am checking whether S1 is superset of S2. Here in this case we are getting the output as true because S2 elements are all the S2 elements are presented in S1. So let me run the program and analyze the output. Yeah, true. Here in this case we can say S1 is superset, so the output will be true. So let me take S2 as 100 and 200. So let me run the program and analyze the output here in this case. So here in this case false because S1 is not a superset, because S2 elements are not presented in this set to S1. That means 100 and 200 are not presented in this set S1. So here in this case we are getting the output as false. So this is how we are going to work with the is superset method. All these methods is going to return the boolean values. Okay, so all these methods is going to return boolean values. That means here if S1 is superset of S2 it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Okay, so let me discuss you last few more methods. Pop method. Okay, so pop method is very important at the time of project development. Here using the pop method we can delete particular element from the set. So let me explain you. Yeah, here I have taken one set of values 10 20 30 40 and performing the print s dot pop. Okay, so here I am deleting one item from the pop. We cannot expect what item is going to be deleted because sets are unordered and unindexed. We cannot expect what item is going to be deleted. So print s dot pop. Okay, so here I am going to pop the element using the pop method. Okay, so print yes. So here in this case after deleting the particular element from the set we are going to print using the print statement. Yeah, so analyze the output here. Here I have deleted 40 from the set using the pop method s.pop, and finally I am going to print set items after deleting the 40. So items will be 10 20 30. So pop method is going to delete the last item actually. So here in this case the sets are unordered, we cannot expect what item is going to delete from the set. Okay, so this is how we are going to work with the pop. And see here remove method. Remove method will remove the particular specified item from the list. So here using the remove method I am going to remove the 40, s dot remove of 40. So after removing the 40 from the set I am going to print yes. So the set will be 10 20 30. So let me try to remove the two items here. 40 and 10. So here in this case it will raise an error. The remove method will take only one argument as the parameter. So here I have given 2, so it will raise an error. So you need to be very careful regarding the syntaxes and semantics. Okay, based on the syntax rules, based on the semantic rules only we need to write a program. Okay, otherwise the interpreter will raise an error. Symmetric difference. Symmetric difference is one of the method that we are going to work in Python programming in sets to achieve the client requirement. Here see what's the performance of symmetric difference method in Python programming. So here I have taken S1 and S2 two sets. Print S1 dot symmetric difference of S2. Okay, when you try to print S1 dot symmetric difference of S2, it will print all the elements except the common elements, because here see the common elements in both sets S1 and S2 are 10. Okay, so except to 10, all the remaining elements will be printed on the output screen. 70, 40, 50, 20, 60, 30. So all the elements will be displayed on the output screen except the common elements. So even if you print the S2 dot symmetric difference of S1, the same output will be there. So the common elements in S2 and S1, other all elements will be displayed. Okay, so try to analyze the output. 70, 40, 50, 20, 60, 30. Okay, this is how we are going to work with the symmetric difference. Let me remove the 70 and analyze the error. Analyze the output. Yeah, here in this case except the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 will be displayed on the output screen. Except the common elements, we are going to get the remaining different elements in the from the two different sets. Okay, this is about the symmetric difference. And also here symmetric difference update. Okay, so this is also same guys, but here we are going to update the particular set with the symmetric difference update. Okay, so that means here let me keep here 70. Yeah, here in this case we got the output as 70, 40, 50, 20, 60, 30. So using the symmetric difference update, we are going to just update the set S1 using the symmetric difference items. So that means here S1 dot symmetric difference update of S2. Here S1 set will be updated with the symmetric difference items. That means here the difference items we from these two sets are 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Except the common elements, remaining all elements are symmetric difference items. Okay, so all those items will be updated with S1. So when you try to print S1, the output will be like this: 70, 40, 50, 20, 60, 30, because we are working with the same items here also. Okay, so let me execute the program and analyze the output. Yeah, 70, 40, 50, 20, 60, 30 will be the output. Actually the S1 items are 10, 20, 30, 40. After performing the symmetric difference update on S1 and S2, we are getting the output like this. So let me print before symmetric difference update performance and after the symmetric difference update performance. Okay, so let me print S1. Try to get the difference guys. Before performing this method on set S1 and S2, here I am printing the S1. In that case, we are getting the output as 40, 10, 20, 30. Actual elements in the set S1 will be displayed on the output screen. After performing S1 dot symmetric difference update of S2, the S1 set will be updated with the symmetric difference update returned elements. That means here 70, 40, 50, 20, 60, 30 will be the elements returned in this method. Okay, so we are going to print that elements using the S1. So the output will be 70, 40, 50, 20, 60, 30. Okay, this is how we are going to work with the symmetric difference update method guys. Coming into here, last two methods, very important methods in the time at the time of real-time project development: union and update method. As we have already know, union means here common elements. All the elements it will be returning, and the common elements will be appeared only once. When you try to perform the union operation, all the elements will be displayed on the output screen and the common elements will be appeared only once. Like here I have taken two sets S1 and S2 and try to print the union of S1 and S2. Here in this case we are getting all the elements 50, 20, 40, 10, 50, 60, 30. So but here the common elements 40 will be displayed only once in the output screen. Here 40 is presented in both S1 and S2, even though 2 times is presented in S1 and S2, both S1 and S2. So in the output we are getting only once guys, because we are working with the union operation. Common elements comes only once here. Okay, this is about the union operation guys. And coming into here, update method. So update method means here we are updating the particular set with the another set. Like here I have taken two sets S1 and S2 and s1 dot update of s2. So here I am updating the s1 with the set s2. That means here set s1 will be updated with 40, 50, 60. Okay, so the elements will be added to set s1. So the output of s1 when you try to print s1 will be 50, 20, 40, 10, 60, 30. So all the elements of s1 and also s2 will be displayed on the output screen. Okay, so the common elements will be displayed only once in the output screen. Like here, let me take one. So here let me take out 10, 10, 20 again and try to print the output. 40, 10, 50, 20, 60, 30. Okay, so here I am updating set s1 with the s2. So the common elements will be displayed only once and remaining all the elements will be coming in the output screen. So we can simply say union of s1 and s2 is updated with s1. Okay, so set s1 will be updated with union of s1 and s2. That means all the elements except the common elements appears only once. Okay, that's about the update method, guys. We are going to update the set s1 with the set s2 here. Okay, this is how we are going to work with the built-in methods of sets, guys. Very important at the time of real-time project development. So based on our requirement, we are going to invoke the particular method into our project development and work with the logic and achieve the client requirement. Okay, so if you want further tutorials and if you want built-in methods used in lists, tuples and also dictionaries, you can go to BTech Buddies channel and you can get it there with real-time examples. I have explained line by line explanation clearly. It's very best for the beginners. You can learn in an easy way, guys. And for further Python tutorials, please like, share and subscribe our channel so that you will be getting the notifications. But don't forget to click on the bell icon to get the notifications. Otherwise you will be not getting notifications about my videos. Okay, so please subscribe and click on bell icon to get the notifications, guys. Okay, so thank you all. Bye bye.